Well, hello again, Internet. Today, I am issuing a major challenge. Well, hello, Internet. Welcome back to the channel. What a beautiful day here in North Carolina. I had to come out and take a little ride. So, challenge. You know, I've been sitting here, I was reminded just recently that, you know, I haven't rode a bike in 30, 40 years, maybe even a little bit longer than that, and till I got this, and that's not exactly true. I was reminded that I actually did ride a bike. So here's how the tale goes. About, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, we hosted an exchange student from Germany. She was really wanted to be around horses and stuff, and so we said, yeah, we'll go ahead and host her. So we brought her over, and she became part of the family like the very first weekend. She is every bit a daughter to us as our own daughter. And so we kept in touch with her, and when she went back, now you have to understand, we were competitive. I mean, I don't care if we were playing chess, it was to the death. If we were out there on a horse, you know, it wouldn't be too long before we'd be racing, or we'd be, you know, I'd set up a challenge of see if you can have your horse's feet bump this cone and stand it up. It was laying down on the ground. See if you can get your horse to stand that cone up while you're riding him in one pass. You know, if we were walking back to my truck after I was out riding somewhere, we'd see who can get back to the truck walking the fastest. So we're walking right along fast as we could. So it was always very competitive. And we ended up going to Germany to visit with her and meet the rest of her family and everything. I guess about a year after she went back. And you know, it was the first time I'd ever been on an airplane. Everybody said, oh, if you're afraid to fly, you can do this. No, I'm not afraid to fly. It's just, you know, I've never had anywhere I had to fly before. And quite frankly, I can't swim well enough to get there any other way. So, you know, but anyway, we went there, and she lives right outside of, well, she did at the time. She's married now. Clara is her name, and she's our oldest daughter, we'll say. But we went over and we visited with them, and one day she says, let's go for a bike ride. I hadn't been on a bike since I was a little kid. Yeah, come on, let's go. And of course, being a proudful one that I am, I used her dad's bike, and it was maybe a 21 speed, maybe a 24 speed. It had 3 sprockets in the front, and it was set in the middle sprocket. I didn't know how to operate that one. Well, I wasn't going to ask anybody. You know, it's just not the cowboy way. And so I went ahead and took off, and you know, it took us all about 10 minutes before we were in a race. And she blew my doors off. You know, I've got to see where this comes out, because this is what I was looking for right here. And she blew my doors off. And I mean, I was pumping my legs just as hard as I could pump them, and it didn't make no difference because I was down in the middle gears. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway, but she still would have beat me. I'm real curious to see where this one comes out. So anyway, you know, she blew me away, and she's gone, and so here I am on a beautiful little German village, and I start up a hill. And man, my legs are pumping. I'm standing up and I'm pumping, and I mean, it's just killing me. And I finally stopped. I stepped off and I started to push the bike up this hill. Now you have to understand, you are talking to the quintessential cowboy that was representing the United States of America, and specifically the Western United States of America, even though I was living in North Carolina at that time. I had my hat, because I always wore my hat. It kept they kind of eliminated that road down through there. Pathway, I guess you'd call it. So it's been eliminated. You know, I always wore my hat. That kept the sun off my face. I always had my wild rag on me. That's kind of a scarf that goes around your neck. And, you know, I was riding horses constantly. So that just became part of my dress. keep the dust off of you a little bit, and if you were to get hurt or a horse got hurt, you had something to clean them off with. And of course, my boots, I didn't have anything besides my cowboy boots to put on my feet, and so, you know, that's what I was dressed. And it was enough that I don't speak hardly any German, but we were in a little cafe, and I knew what they were talking about when a table was looking over and saying, J.R. Ewing, J.R. Ewing. So here I am, I'm pushing up this hill. Man, I'm breathing hard. I'm about to die, and I'm pushing up this hill. And all of a sudden, out of the fog, a little alley right there. I'm not kidding you, I hear. And I look over, and there's this little girl, and she's about 7 years old, and I wish I kept GoPros with me, because she had a little flower basket in front of her bike. I don't remember if there was anything on it, but it was a little pink bike, had a white basket, a little pink flower on the front of it, and she pedaled by me. I mean, she just pedaled up the hill by me. I'm like, oh my gosh, I cannot let this happen. I'm looking around, please don't let anybody be looking out a window. And I stepped up on that bike, and man, I pedaled. And she turned off another alley, you know, kind of went up one block and turned down, and I had to go up the hill. And man, I just kept pumping them legs, and they were about to die by the time I got to the top. But I did get up there. And then I stopped at the top and wanted to just die. But you know, I forgot all about that until recently. And so, I am putting out a challenge. If you're that little girl that was in Germany, right outside of Frankfurt in that little village, and you passed the cowboy on your bicycle, you come on over here now. I'm going to blow your doors off, man. I will get my revenge, and I'm not going to sleep until I do. I want my revenge. I don't know her name, but somebody out there's got to know who it is, and I want to know. Now, of course, my luck, she probably won the Tour de France last year, and she'll be knocking on my door and saying, come on, you old man. Come on, old man. But that's my challenge set out for today. Hey, look, I better get back into the shop. I got to get some work done today, but this is just too pretty of a day to not come out and have a little bit of fun. So, hey, Internet, till the next time, stay safe, God bless, and keep the wheels turning. Once again, we're out.